Well, hi everybody, is Martin here and in the kitchen with Martin Cowald, and I've got a very honored guest here today. Chef Thomas Gugler is the president of World Chefs, a very good friend of mine, and it's very nice to see him today. So good day, Thomas, and thank you very much for joining us in our video podcast.
Always welcome, Martin. Great pleasure. Same from my side. A very good friend, a fantastic culinarian, and definitely when you have a request like this, I'm there for you and for all the audience which are interested in what we have to talk about.
Fantastic. Thank you, Thomas. So basically, the first thing I want to ask you, obviously we're all going through a very tough time with COVID-19, and obviously you being the world president, you got the insight of the global impact in our beloved industry, the hospitality industry, and of course you very much believe in the power of the white jacket. That's a good old saying of yours, and it always works beautifully. So I just want to ask you a couple of questions. Like obviously COVID-19 has had a very negative impact on the hospitality industry. So from your perspective or whatever, what can we expect in the next 2 to 3 years going on from now?
That's a very, very good question. I mean, if I could answer that in a really 100% secure way, my name would be Copperfield. But definitely, I have my assumptions, and I'm going through a lot of, I would say, broadcasting webcasts, which give me a very, very bright information about COVID. Definitely, COVID has been changed our entire life, and I believe. The norm has been completely changed, as we all know, and we have to live with it. Like we had to live with cancer, like we had to live with HIV. It's exactly the same thing how we have to live nowadays with COVID. I believe preventive measures are one of the elements in the moment to secure yourself and your friends, your family, your colleagues, and definitely the world population. In being selfish, wearing a mask, doing all the protective, I would so say, possibilities which you can. Definitely, in my personal opinion, it is not always right to just close everything entirely, because this is handicapping not only our industry, it handicaps the entire world. Because we all know, without money, there is no food. Without food, there is starvation. Without all of this making it too dark, definitely we are in a very critical situation. At the other hand, as you said, and as I always believe in the power of the white jacket, I know food is always needed, and the culinarians sooner or later will be going into the direction that they would be back, maybe and even better than before. Definitely, they have to rethink. We have to rethink what and how we do in getting things into home services partially until we are ready to open the restaurants again in full scope. And as I said, workspace distancing and so on. It's a very, very, I would say, difficult mission if you are in full-fledged on a hotel or on a restaurant, because we all know we are working very close together. Sometimes it's touching each other because you have no space and you are so busy. So that's definitely one thing. In regards talking about vaccinations and medicine, I am very, very positive that very soon we will find a medicine against COVID-19, which will allow us definitely to move further and further now, as many of the countries are going into the second and third and fourth phase of COVID, even with the vaccination alone. As you see, so many mutations are not 100% protecting the people, even if they enjoyed getting this vaccination. But definitely it's a positive step forwards, and we all have to be really open-minded for that. And I just can wish actually all the people around the world and the world population that they really think twice in what they do and how they do. And from my side, I just can wish you that you all stay safe and healthy, and that you have this energy and, as we said, the power of the white jacket, which will make the impossible possible.
Well, that's a great insight there. Thank you, Thomas. Now, obviously, the next couple of years is going to be very challenging in our industry. Millions of chefs really around the world lost their jobs, currently sitting at home, not really knowing what to do. But we know that chefs are very creative and creative minded, and a lot of insights we have, especially through World Chefs, where we have the network around the world, where we see what some people do, and it's incredible what chefs are doing, and most of them are themselves in need, but helping others that even more so much in need. So that's why I think where the power of the white checkered comes in very, very well from your side. So now, obviously, with all that in mind, what do you think what we should be focusing moving forward? Well, what creativity can we do? What should we focus on? And specifically, there's obviously big challenges out there now, and with challenges also there's opening of opportunities. So post 2020, now in 2021, what do you believe? What opportunities are coming through, and what should we be focusing on?
Definitely, I have to make a short step back before I answer that question. COVID also has been made a positive impact on people, because when they was isolated, actually in lockdowns, they started to cook at home. A lot of hobby cooks came out of this entire COVID, which were very talented. And I think that was really fantastic, because it brought people back on the table. Families were starting actually to communicate again together without a mobile phone. And this is the positive aspect definitely about COVID. Now, out of this, a lot of very, very positive thoughts has been come out, and people started to cook and produce food partially at home. They started to produce food definitely in restaurants and in hotels to take out, to start to make deliveries in a very food safe way, with all the measures and parameters taking into consideration of COVID-19 safe. And I believe is a very good step. Secondly, for all the culinarians, which actually has been grounded at home, which worry so much about their future, about their family, about their children, I have to say 2-3 things. First of all, we, like from World Chefs, did a lot of activities which brought actually the people very, very close to certifications. They could develop their talents further with a kind of a project which accredits them and which gives them an opportunity to, despite of sitting at home, getting and further developed and work on their future career. Secondly, definitely they have to be a little bit open-minded. Sometimes it's not taking a little bit less salary, despite of the dreams and the wishes they have. But at the end, it's a period of time, as we all know. It goes up and down. This is the circle of life where you have to think positive. And definitely, thinking in the future, I believe we as culinarians always will be there. Yes, a lot of people went into a crisis and to a bankruptcy, or even they get bankrupt, but they have to think positively, because it was not their fault. If you do ISO would running your organization, it's your fault, but this is not your fault. So the positive thought is how you build it before you can rebuild things. Going into the parameters and not investing too much money in your own businesses, but focus on what a lot of people in ISO would say countries did. They started their own little food stall and started to prepare food and made their daily livings for their families. And I think if we because I think personally the last 100 years of our world population evolution has been gone too fast for us human beings. Technology took over of our inhabitants on the Mother Earth are not even able to use this modern technology at its best, and many of them doesn't understand. So I think going a little bit back to the roots and doing what you learned to do from scratch and basics with the COVID parameters, and you will be doing fine, and business will, and definitely you will be back on the ramp, hopefully by the end of 2021. and latest in 22 on full-fledged. This is what I really hope and wish to all of you.
Yeah. Well, I think you answered my next question already, sort of partly. My next question would have been, is the hospitality still industry still attractive to start and develop a new career? So, we obviously, also from World Chefs, we're endorsing a lot of schools around the world, and also we have noticed that it becomes more and more difficult to get new students into the industry, purely because what we're going through now with COVID-19, it's basically in the news all the time, where restaurants close down, hotel groups close down, and not close down just for this period, but close down for good, because they went bankrupt, etc. So, you really think that the hospitality industry is still very much attractive, or becomes attractive again for future chefs in our industry?
I'm not 100% convinced about this. I am 1000% convinced about this, because you see, just as a small example, you are in a lockdown, and people have an opportunity to go. A very funny, example is the people 2-3 days ago started to go out to the Balears to actually enjoying the time there, because they are so hungry and going out. Now, if people start to travel again, which the industry of the airline has been hit very badly, but in spite of that, people want to go out, they want to go free, they want to enjoy. Now, definitely to enjoy, you need hotels, you need restaurants, because you can't have picnic 5 times a day on the street. That's basically not possible. But I think, yes, with the given parameters, as I said, of protective measures, the industry will come back. It takes time. It might take 2-3 years to be going into the direction where we was before. But yes, because people need food. And the schools for me are very attractive, because there the new directions to produce safe food for the entire world is being taught in the highest ways, and this can lead into a very positive direction. Yes, for me a clear yes. Continue developing, believe in the hospitality industry, because for me it's definitely the best industry in the world, where you get your feedback directly, where you can make people happy with a simple dish, and you can see that with a smile in their eyes that they say, wow, I had good food. People, they are missing this. I hear that every day. I want to go out. I need food. I want to enjoy like before. And you can see that driven energy which they have definitely at the end brings us back into the ball game. And I'm positive we as culinarians will be back full flesh very, very soon, with, I so would say, the energy which we gained in this dry period of COVID.
Yeah, well, you're speaking from my heart. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't do what we do from World Chef's point of view. It's the passion and the belief in our industry. So, very much so. And I also do experience that on a daily basis, where people say they can't wait to go back into the hotels, go back into restaurants, and just get served. I mean, I've been cooking at home now already since October as well, together with my wife, which is fantastic. I mean, we're lucky we're both chefs, so the food is always good. But it's always nice to go into a restaurant and getting served and just enjoying a meal prepared by another chef, and just those are pleasures, which I don't want to miss. So I really believe as well, like you say, the hospitality industry will thrive again, and yeah, it's definitely going to be opening up, and we'll be able to enjoy the hospitality industry all around the world. So just lastly, what is your advice for young people who want to get into the industry, in our exciting industry? What steps would you think they should do? Because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of young wannabe chefs, hobby cooks at the moment. Maybe they just learned the cooking through the COVID-19 now, and thinking of changing a career or entering the career into being a chef or going into the hospitality industry. What would your advice be? The steps, what you would suggest for them to get into our exciting industry?
Okay, first of all, the key element to become a good chef at the end and a talent which you have maybe inside you has to be developed. And passion is step number one. If you feel to go in the hospitality industry, don't let people stop you. Feel what you feel and go for it. Number two, it's a great opportunity where you can taste and try your talents and your, I would say, hidden gems when you're cooking in family, for your parents, for your grandparents, and show them your passion, because you will need definitely the support of your family in our industry, because definitely our working hours are partially completely different than the rest of the industry. You work on the weekends, you work on the timings where other people are enjoying, but at the end, you also have chance, like I know that from Martin, mostly it was Monday, even when I was living for a part in Austria, you could go skiing when everyone was work. So you had a free piste to drive, and you have to take the opportunities and the advantages also. And I think a great thing what for all culinarians is that they can travel the world, because as Martin and myself, we lived in many countries around the globe, and we experienced that kind of, I would say, unique possibility for the hospitality industry, because you as a chef can explore the world, and as much more you have seen around the globe, it will actually influence your cooking. I personally visit 189 countries, which is not so bad. So I have a variety of cooking. It's a great cocktail, so I would say. And all these aspects which you take into your passion will make you at the end a fantastic chef. And last but not least, I think to start now where the industry is quite down, I believe it's a great chance, because you build everything from scratch. You see the industry growing again, and this can give you a very big motivation, because every step you take ahead and ahead will make you to become a very, very good chef. And I personally only can say, since the beginning of my career, I was a little boy, I always wanted to be a chef. With about 3 years, I want to become a chef. And I followed my vision and my dream, because I felt this is exactly what I want to do. And you and it goes, like so many other pandemics and problems which the world and the world population gone through. Think positive. Believe the white jacket. If you don't wear a white jacket by now, but you one day wear this white jacket, believe in the strength of it, and believe of the friendship which you can create all around the world. Anything which is related to a color, a race, a belief, and a gender, you only believe in the power of everything out what you feel in personal aggressions and whatever to whatever. Put your heart blood into cooking, make our trade proud, and I believe Martin and myself are really looking forward to have you guys and girls, or girls and guys, on the plate.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, great stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's really wise words. Thank you very much, Thomas. I really appreciate that. Now, just a personal question. Now, obviously, now you've been sitting at home for many, many months now, and your wife, Petra, I know her very, very well. Does she still love you? Because obviously you normally been traveling the last the last 4 years at least as a president, but even before, you've been at least away like 250 days plus every year from home, and now all of a sudden you're sitting at home and in the nice house of yours in Saudi Arabia together with your wife. So I hope there's still lots of love there, but I'm sure there is, because she's a lovely lady and you're a great guy. So, but I'm sure it was quite difficult, and I'm sure you've done a lot of things which a lot of people would not know you've been doing. So maybe do you mind to share 1 or 2 things of your little secret from home with our viewers?
Yeah, it's not only at home, a lot of people, despite of what you said, was very kind words. I was really busy, partially more busy than before, because I come across a lot of challenges and opportunities. And I took this, especially, let's talk first about World Chefs. Definitely, I have an office at home. I have my own office outside. And I did 24/7 webcasts, broadcasts all around the world to motivate young chefs and chefs who really are so passionate about everything for the last months. And partially we did the live cooking TV shows in my kitchen, so everyone knows now how my kitchen looks. We was really lucky. In a live airing we had between 3 to 5 million views, and I did a great campaign with a very, very interesting group around the world, where we got a world record of Guinness, where we got 1.2 billion views of our live cooking shows in the last days. And that was really something which is amazing. So take the opportunity and grab it. Definitely, I was 2 months on a private island of His Royal Highness, cooking for the richest people in the world. And it was really a stunning experience. In a remote area where it's basically 300 kilometers, nothing around doing this. We had actually even the Saudi horse race, the Saudi Cup doing, and so many other things which was going on in the past, that it never come to a dull situation. Additionally to this, I was speaking with my friends, chefs from around the world, which are here with me in the moment. A new facility where we can produce a nice, fantastic kitchen, and we was working basically day and night on this. In the moment we are working on a new project, the development of a complete concept. We have today even photo shoots. For the last 3 days we are only doing food art photos and getting all the things running. And definitely at home it's a interesting situation, as basically your house becomes your center of command, so I would say, with a lot of obstacles, because sometimes my animals start to talk on the camera. My dog jumps into the screen and he has to say some words to my ISO would say viewers and visitors when I'm doing things. So it's quite a zoo-ish atmosphere at home, but I really enjoy that, and I believe we're cooking every day at home. As I believe I can see also on you, Martin, you got now, I think, 7-8 kilo more. Thanks God to Maria. She done a fantastic job. I think she is a great chef, and you're enjoying that. But at the end, I think nothing better to be safe and healthy, to think positive, to have every day a nice meal. It don't have to be 2 or 3 meals every day, because I heard people, oh, I don't have 3 meals a day. How many people before around the world didn't have even 1 meal a day? They were suffering for days and had no food. So we have to really balance that very well. I believe a good meal or 2, whatever, a day is really fine, and share what you have. And I believe also that it's our social responsibility as a CSR, as a chef, to share with the needy around the world what you have. And coming to my last point, which I want to say, I know a lot of situations and political situations around the world are in the moment on the plate, without mentioning countries, with mentioning situations. I wish all these people the very best of luck. But we as chefs can't go into politics. We are trying to support our way. And as said, we are chefs, and we have to believe in the power of this white jacket and making the needy and the people which are really, I so would say, in a not good situation, to be helped. And this is our mission. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you, as a fantastic guy many years ago, to go through the World Chef Tour of Hunger in Africa. And I talk about Billy Gallagher and Martin and all the team behind the South African Chef Association. And I just had an experience which was mind-blowing. And I believe if we do this all around the world, especially now in COVID, we are doing much more than expected. And this is I believe, our responsibility.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you, definitely, Martin, for giving me the chance to have a nice talk to you and to your listeners. I think cooking is for me the best thing what can happen in the world, and the passion which we all have lets us be what we are, chefs by heart and soul.
Yeah.
And as I say, it's always, especially nowadays, the positive thoughts which make it happen.
Yeah, perfect. Well, Chef Gugler, thank you very much. You mentioned World Chefs Tour Against Hunger. I do have an interview a little bit later as well with Chef James Corser, the president of South African Chefs Association. So it will certainly, it's on my agenda to ask him specifically that question. When are we going to plan the new World Chefs Tour Against Hunger? Because it's so much needed now. It's us chefs, we are fairly privileged. I mean, yes, there's exceptions, which are guys are really, really struggling out there. But at the end of the day, we are creative and we're doing lots of things. And I know, so like you, I mean, you've been so busy. And like you said earlier, in your own words, you've been busier than ever before through the whole COVID pandemic. So, there's a lot of guys out there, but there's a lot of people out there. And I think that's, again, going back to the power of the white chicken. We got the ability to help others, first to help ourselves and then help others, because we are passionate. We are in the hospitality industry. We are in the service industry. So once you have become a chef, it's in your heart to help others. And that's what we basically do. So with that in mind, thank you very much, Thomas. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your friendship. And I'm really, really looking forward to see you soon in person again. We haven't seen each other for quite some time, only on this sort of medium. But hopefully it will happen soon again. I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The vaccinations are happening all over the world, a bit slow, but you know what? It's happening, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the time will come where we can be together again and reminiscing about good old days and creativity, which we can pass on to other people in our industry and our potential chefs, the young chefs, which is in my heart very, very strong. To influence them in a positive way. So, Thomas, thank you very much. Thanks for your time, and really look forward to seeing you again. And good man. Thank you.
Martin, thank you very much. Same from my side. Greetings to all your listeners. Greetings to the viewers, and definitely a special greeting goes to the South African Chef Association and to James. And I know a country which has a lot to do and which has a lot of opportunities. Martin, a big thanks to you, to the team behind, to Glenn for making this happen. And please stay safe. Looking forward to see you somewhere around the world, because as we all say, we are missing the smell of kerosene, which means flying and meet each other. So stay safe, stay healthy. All the very best.
Thank you.
Here's Thomas.